Well, I have to stew this video over. This is my second attempt. Actually, my video wasn't too bad, the first one, but I was rambling. And I actually fell asleep during the Jericho-Zayn match a little bit. But here we go again, second attempt. I've seen every match. Nia Jax versus Alicia Fox. The match lasted about 6 minutes. That's about the typical length of time these openers last. Alicia Fox did get a little bit more offense in. She actually did hit her finisher on Nia Jax, but she dropped her leg on her butt instead of the back of her head. But Nia Jax still kind of brutalized her, just not as bad. She beat her with a Samoan drop. Like I said, they gave her some offense. She didn't totally get her butt handed to her this time, but she still got bulldozed. And then the next match, straight up the gate, was New Day, if I remember right. New Day versus the Club. New Day once again had new gear on, which kind of shocked me because wrestling gear is expensive. They seem to have new wrestling gear every pay-per-view. Versus the Club. And it was a very fast-paced match. It was very good. The Club came out right away, and for the first 2 minutes or so, they beat everybody up. They even beat up Francesca. Luke Gallows still to this day impresses the shit out of me for that size of the dude he is. He's Kevin Nash's size. And he's so quick and damn nimble. If they ever break up the Club, that dude should be seriously be looking at for like a main event push. Because he deserves it. He's working his ass off. He was so restricted and held back as Festus, obviously. He just looked like a big bumbling idiot. I did enjoy him when he was in Straight Edge Society. But anyway, the match was basically dominated by the Club. Whenever New Day got offense in, the Club beat them back 2-3 times harder. But eventually they basically cheated. They hit Carl Anderson, the legal man, in the head with the trumpet. And Gallows was occupied beating everybody up outside the ring. And they got a cheap win that way. I thought by now they would have beaten Demolition's record, but apparently I don't think they did. That's why I thought they were obviously going to drop the titles this pay-per-view. But they mentioned during the match that they're still the second longest reigning tag team champions of all time. So that means they haven't surpassed Demolition. So I guess they're going to have it for another pay-per-view. They might even have it for 2. Because I'm kind of dyslexic. I hear things wrong. And like I swore, they said in the last pay-per-view that Demolition's run was 340, 50-something days. Maybe it was 430 or 40 or 50-something days. I don't know. So, New Day is probably going to be the champions still for a while. Oh, and when it was becoming obvious that the New Day was going to win, the crowd was booing. Especially when they won. Not like John Cena booing. But it was loud, it was audible, and you couldn't deny it happening. Like I said, New Day's funny and all, it's great, but it's old. You can still have the New Day, but it's time for someone else to be the champions. You know, I don't know. Like I said, you've heard me whine about this before. They're really stretching this out. It's old. Then the next match was T.J. Perkins versus Brian Kendrick. The match was decent. It wasn't mind-blowing. I think they had better matches in the CWC. Perkins, I thought, looked kind of sloppy. Botching a few moves or not getting them right. Ah, shit. Hang on, I gotta go plug my charger. Okay. Like I said, it wasn't spectacular. It wasn't horrible. I wasn't expecting T.J. Perkins to lose. And by the way, it finally hit me who the hell T.J. Perkins is. I knew the name from somewhere. T.J. Perkins is ex-TNA wrestler Suicide, the last guy to play Suicide, a.k.a. Manic. It hit me when he unmasked with Hogan. How many years ago that was? And he said his name. It hit me. That's who T.J. Perkins is. I knew who T.J. Perkins was. I was just having a brain fart. But at the very end of the match, Kendrick fake hugged Perkins and then beat him up again. So I'm sure they're going to fight again next pay-per-view. Just like I'm sure a lot of these guys tonight are going to. What was the next match? Next match was, I believe, Jericho and Zayn. It's a pretty good match. I originally fell asleep a few times during it because the first 5-10 minutes was just chain wrestling, I guess you could say. It wasn't anything exciting. And I'm legitimately tired. I was falling asleep. But I predicted it right, shockingly, and I've watched quite a few videos of other people's predictions. And I was really the only person, I think, who saw or predicted Jericho was going to win. And he won. What was the next match? The ladies? Yeah, the next match was the ladies, which was an actually pretty good match. Might have been the... Nah, I can't say that was the best. The New Day club match was good, but it was not a long match, and it was pretty quick. But the ladies match actually went longer. And they all performed pretty damn well. I don't know, it might be match of the night so far, but there's still other matches. What was my prediction on that? I thought I predicted a heel turn on Sasha, and there was a few times where I thought it was going to happen. I can't remember who I predicted to win. I really didn't think they were going to hand the belt back to Sasha, and I didn't really think they were going to give it to Bayley because she just got there. I think I picked Charlotte to retain. I said I think Charlotte retains unless something happens like a heel turn. I'll have to go back and look. But every girl showcased themselves. Bayley and Sasha did some pretty fancy stuff. There wasn't any botched move this time. Charlotte did a double moonsault onto both those girls at one point. Banks might bitch after the match and blame her loss because of Bayley, because Bayley was kind of C-blocking her. Towards the end, it was all Sasha. It was like Sasha she was going from person to person doing the bank statement and whatever, rolling them up. And somebody would break it up, but it was a decent match. Charlotte won. Dana Brooks did get involved. She didn't turn on her, like some people predicted. We all know that's happening, but I still think it's a little too soon. But Charlotte walked away the winner. Banks might have been hurt at the end. She was just laying on the ground, wasn't moving, was staring up at the sky. And it's not like she took a stun or anything. She just got kicked off the apron. Yeah, I know I missed one. Best of 7 match. I would be totally upset if I was there live and in person because that match should have not ended like that. It was total bullshit. That was it was a very good match. Sheamus was constantly working over Cesaro and his injury. I was just saying, I'm trying to remember the highlights. Basically, the match ended after they both kind of clotheslined each other over the guardrail and flopped over to the other side. And then Sheamus was acting like he was kind of knocked out, and Cesaro was acting like he broke his wrist or his arm. And then the refs came over and checked on him and stopped the match. And said the two guys couldn't keep going. And Cesaro was screaming and yelling, "Are you freaking kidding me? I've wrestled before with a broken shoulder. Broken arm." And he's like, "Don't call this match, don't call this match." And Sheamus was needing help back to the locker room, trying to sell that he was knocked out or barely conscious. I did say in the first video that I thought the reason they did that is because, like I reported in one of my last news reports that, I just saw a flashlight in my backyard. That was weird. That Cesaro is not re-signing his contract when it's over in a couple of days, couple of weeks, and WWE was talking about possibly stopping the Best of 7 series and having Sheamus win it at 4 or 5, but obviously they went through with it, and everybody picked Cesaro to win it. I don't think anybody picked Sheamus to win. I think I saw a couple little kids who wrote that down, but they basically stopped the match, and I guess it's going to be a draw. But no, I think they'll continue to drag it out. They might not, but I said maybe that's their way that they end it to save face, and Sheamus doesn't lose, and Cesaro doesn't walk out beating a 3-4 time ex-champion on his way out the door. They just leave it as a draw. Or my other theory was, now I guess what, they'll go best till 9. You know, it's like, you know, I don't even think they could do that. If they went best till 7 series, if Sheamus won 1 and he'd won 1, they'd still have to go another round. So I guess it'd be best of 10. No, that still wouldn't even make. Wait, they did best of 7. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's over. Hopefully it is. They wrestled. They tried their best, but it's not like it was a Booker T, Banwall best of 7, or Booker T and Fit Finlay best of 7 from God knows how many years ago. You usually need a high flyer in those matches and a big guy to make those work. Not 2 big guys who just lumber around the ring. I'm not knocking their work. Like I said, they tried. They put on a good show. The next match, let me make sure. It's Perkins, Chicks, Cesaro, New Day, Zayn. Roman Reigns. And, oh God. Plus the kickoff. So there were 8 matches? Alright, well the next one was Roman Reigns versus Rusev. I've been kind of watching that and refilming this video. Nothing amazing's gone on so far. Rusev's been in control, dominating. Not dominating, but we're only like 3 minutes into the match, and Roman Reigns is already on his hands and knees begging for mercy. Too frazzled and beat up to get up to his feet. Oh, and I did see his Spotlight special figure today on some kid's video just before the pay-per-view. Basically, what he was wearing tonight is what the figure looks like. So I said I was talking to Unstable the other day, a.k.a. WWE Toy Hunts. And I was like, what the hell are they Spotlight figuring him for? One, he's been around for a few years, and he's been wearing the same jabroni outfit for the whole time, except for when he started putting R on his chest and putting colors on it. They're really grabbing at straw, reaching for straws, I think, if they're going to continue the Spotlight series. The Spotlight series is supposed to be for, like, older type wrestling figures, in my opinion. You know, granted, they've already done the Warrior a million times in the last 5 years. I just don't see why Roman Reigns is the Spotlight. And what was the last one? Old Triple H, the one that nobody gives a shit about, and when Austin was the ringmaster. I'm trying to think who they could do for a Spotlight figure. I know they just did Kamala, but you know what I'm saying. I don't know why Roman Reigns is the new figure. But let me pause this. Rusev did eventually get the tables turned on him, and Roman got about 5 minutes worth of offense in. Lana was doing the typical shit and getting involved until she was finally thrown out of the match by the ref. Roman got back in control after that for a little bit. Nothing really flashy. Rusev just had Roman in a near pinfall, and he instantly rolled him over and has him in the accolades. Roman's not even struggling. He's just sitting there taking it. Now he's getting it cinched in even harder. He's tapping his head, yes. He's asking, are you quitting? And he's shaking his head, yes. I don't know how the match isn't ending. Now Reigns is powering out of the accolades. Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. How did he power out of the accolades? Roman went for his big boot thing. Not Roman. Now, I know I struggled on this pick, but I did not see that coming at all. Roman Reigns, when Rusev went for his big boot kick, he missed it. Roman turned it into a spear, instantly pinned him, and now he's a one-time United States champ. I can't hear if the people are booing or not. His music is being played awfully loud. Like I said, if it wasn't for the whole Daniel Bryan thing a few years ago, everybody would be loving this guy. He's alright. He's not anything worse than what John Cena is, or most of the top guys that they picked to be top guys. But he should. It could have been anybody I said that year. It could have been Seth Rollins, and they'd be booing him right now if he knocked Daniel Bryan out of the Royal Rumble. God, was that in 2014? Well, I would assume these guys are going to. They'll probably fight next month too, or unless he fights him on Monday for his rematch. Personally, I would take the pay-per-view match over a rematch on Raw. So, Mr. Wellness Violator is now the United States champ. Which means there's still hope for you, Eva Marie. She should have been back by now. So either the WWE is like F her again or what, I don't know. Well, that belt looks really small in Roman's hands. I wonder if they're going to make a bigger version of it. Alright, let me hit pause. They're running promos now for the last match, and of course Stephanie and Mick now made their way to go see Seth Rollins, and ran the same spiel they ran on Kevin Owens. And basically, Rollins told him to shove it, and then he told Steph to go tell her husband that he messed with the wrong dude. So, guess who's going to come and take care of that guy? Which will lead to them fighting, I'm sure, because Triple H is going to have a WrestleMania opponent here, pretty soon. Or a Royal Rumble opponent. He ain't going to miss the big pay-per-views. I'm not worried about my pick on this one. I'm sure it's going to happen. But, they don't need to run every one of these promos between matches. We saw it on SmackDown. We saw it on Raw. We saw it on the weeks before SmackDown and Raw. We've seen these promos. We don't need a commercial every other 15 minutes for Camp WWE, WWE.com. We know where to buy your shit. We know that show is on your network. They have to do that to fill up the TV time. All that crap they run, there could be another match. There wouldn't have been a pre-show match because they could have had Fox and Jax on the show without 15-minute promos in between each match. But anyway, one match left. Owens and Rollins. My horse is Owens. Triple H, we all know, is coming out in this match. And it reminded me, it hit me, I'm like, this was another pay-per-view that supposedly Goldberg was going to be at. He's even in this city, too. I've already read online he's in this city doing something. That's why and he's there tonight. That's why they're like, he's going to be there. He's going to be there. And I'm sure they're bringing him in. They didn't just sign him to do a video game. That's what everybody thought back in the day with the Warrior. Oh, he just signed to do a video game. No, they didn't. They obviously worked with him. So I don't know why they're dragging their feet out. I guess because it's probably going to be a Mania thing. Maybe it depends on how long they actually sign him. But, you know, if they're going to drag this shit out for months, by the time he gets here, people are not going to give a care. Let me pause this now. Reigns coming out to a huge pop. Not Reigns, Rollins. Probably getting his face turned tonight, we'll see. Especially after Triple H attacks him. Owens is just basking in his entrance. He's been standing on the ramp now for about 2 minutes while his music plays. For a guy who's supposed to hate the audience, he's certainly playing to him, that's for sure. This in everybody's eyes better be good, I know that much. So far, nothing astonishing or amazing to write home about. They're just kind of basic brawling. It's tit for tat. One guy leads for a little bit. The other guy leads, takes over. Like I said, basic brawling so far. I mean, neither one of them are sweating yet or winded. So what does it tell you? They're getting plenty of rest in this match. Just gonna say it's been still pretty boring. Owens has just been dominating him. Not really even dominating him, but just like throwing him outside the ring, beating him up, leaving him there for a count out, getting him back in, putting him in sleeper holds or stomping on him for a while. He threw him into the turnbuckle and Rollins did his little flippy boo and flipped around and countered him with a clothesline and got in control of the fight for a little bit. He's still, I shouldn't say in control because Owens is still fighting him, but the tide might be turning here for a little bit. They got to be wrapping this up though pretty soon. It's almost the time limit. Sling Blade by Rollins. First. Let's just say first big spot of the match, really all evening. Rollins was setting up the Spanish announce table, and then he rolled back in to go get Owens, and Owens got back in control of the match. I'm sure they're going out there at some point. I would hope so. Super kick into Owens. Rollins going for the pin. Kick out. It's starting to heat up a little bit. Owens is trying to put Rollins away. He just did a cannonball. He did a sit-down shoulder breaker. He's catching his breath after that. And he's going to the top rope, it looks like. Looking for the high risk. Rollins back to his feet. He caught him right on the ear. Could be the opening Seth Rollins needs, but can Rollins capitalize? Both these superstars are spin. It's for the Hello. WWE Universal Championship. I fell asleep. And I even talked in my sleep. You saw it on camera. I do that all the time. Oh, Lord. I am exhausted, by the way. Rollins is around the ropes. He's on the top rope with Owens. Owens caught him, picked him up on his shoulders. I think he botched his move there a little bit. He was supposed to hit his knee in his back. It looked like he hit his knee in the back of Seth's head. Then he frog splashed Seth. And he kicked out. So they can't get their names right. It's 11 o'clock. Almost 1 minute. This has got to be ending. Seth Rollins' ribs might be cracked. I mean, they could be broken clean in half after those two maneuvers. Now they're outside on the ring. Rollins is laid out on the announce table that he set up earlier. Owens is on the Raw announce table, getting ready to do something. He's squawking with the ref instead of doing whatever he's trying to do. He just told the ref to suck it. He tried to go for a senton, and of course Rollins moved out of the way. Owens is all caught up in the wiring from the table. Oh yeah, he did the suck it, DX crotch chops. Yeah, I wonder where's Triple H. Wow, they're getting a "This is awesome" chant for that Miss Swanton. They rolled back into the ring. Rollins hit the top rope, did the knee. He's going to the other top rope, opposite side of the ring. Now he frog splashed Owens. Good Lord. I was just going to say the crowd's reacting to somebody coming out. And lo and behold, it's Chris Jericho, even though he didn't get in the ring. Rollins saw him coming. Owens set Rollins up in his sit-down powerbomb, but he kicked out. Now Jericho's on the apron. This will be Triple H coming out now. Jericho's wearing a Fight Owens Fight or whatever shirt. That's Seth threw Owens into Jericho. Jericho's on the ground. Harley Race knee to the face by Rollins to Owens. He just did a suck it crotch chop to Owens and pedigreed him. Whoa, I heard 3, but Jericho put his foot on the rope at the last second. I was going to say, wow, that's shocking. He was going to win.
Somehow the referee did not see Jericho put Kevin Owens' foot on the bottom rope.
Rollins is now chasing Jericho around the ring. Jericho is in the ring. Owens cut him off, and he's now beating Rollins. He just shut up the sit-down, pop a powerbomb. Rollins escaped it and landed on the ref. The ref is out. Now Rollins just hit Jericho. Owens super kicked Rollins. He's throwing him into the ropes. He went for the sit-down pop powerbomb again. He escaped it and pedigreed Owens in the middle of the ring. The crowd is counting. They're already up to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm done counting. The ref is just sitting there grabbing his balls. Where's Triple H? Jericho's creeping around the bottom of the mat. Now he's waking up the ref by grabbing him by the belt. Jericho's back in. He hits him from behind, stomping him in the corner. Still laying the boots to him. Jericho's beating him up now while Owens watches. Rollins just threw him over the top rope out onto the floor. Now he's looking for Owens. You can't see him. He goes and hits the ropes, and he splashes Jericho. And Jericho barely sold it. Now he's back in the ring. He's hitting the ropes. Now he goes and splashes Owens outside onto the ramp. Now here comes Stephanie out with a referee. Rollins is freaking out. He's waving him in. Owens goes for the pop-up powerbomb. He hits it. Owens retained. He pinned him. Stephanie does an icy, glary stare, turns around and walks back. Jericho and Owens are hugging, making out on the ramp. Just kidding. No Triple H, unless Triple H comes out afterwards and stomps him. The new ref raises Jericho's and Owens' hand in victory. Jericho's on the ramp singing "We Are the Champions." So I wonder if that's going to mean anything. This is ours. This is our championship, he's yelling. Yeah, something says that friendship's going to end soon. Well, no Triple H. What happened to those rumors? Still no freaking Goldberg. They sure do like jerking our chains, don't they? And I don't know why they do it. It's not like we buy these pay-per-views anymore. Yeah, we do, kind of, but we buy how many pay-per-views now for $10? Oh, God. And then after this is, what is it, that car ride-along show? I kind of want to watch it, but I'm just ready to pass out. But, that's it, guys. I can't believe this ran a half an hour. The last one went over 38 minutes, too, but I was falling asleep. This was supposed to be a shorter version, but I was doing play-by-play, so I'm sure that added it up. But, that's it for now, guys. Leave a comment, give me your thoughts. If you're mad, pissed off about anything, like I am, I'm pissed off about a couple things. I'm not happy with the New Day match. Not happy how that ended. I think I predicted everything else right. Oh, Sheamus and Cesaro match ending that way is bullshit. It's bullshit. But anyways, leave a comment, let me know, hit me up, subscribe, well, I don't know, I already said that shit. Mad Viking out, thanks for watching, catch you guys later.